done so well for somebody right off the gate that they're completely overwhelmed. They're like, hold on, shut off the nozzle for a second.
Yeah, it's happened before.
Yeah.
I will stop the client and say, hold on, let's pause for a moment. You're telling me we're giving you too much business. That's your problem, right? And we laugh about it. And at that point, the question becomes, let's see if we can improve the quality. So I had a client that does like landscape stuff, but they're very specialized in the kind of landscape stuff they do. So we basically, the first thing we did was basically invite everybody to submit a form, hey, need help? And they get stuff for like, can you take care of my lawn and can you trim my trees? That's not what they do. Mm-hmm. But we wanted to make sure we got to a critical mass before we started turning those people down. And we got to a critical mass where the person was just answering phone calls about stuff that was irrelevant, which some people are more aggressive salespeople. No, we don't do lawns, but we can make your lawn look better by replacing it with this. You know, some people are really aggressive salespeople and do really well with that. But we just so early, I'm like, let's not disqualify people too early. And we got to the point where that was the bulk of what he was getting. So now it's like, now we're going to do things like add a price limiter to the website form. You're starting at this much money. So you don't, if you're less than this, don't even contact us.
Yeah.
Right. But I wouldn't start there. That's once you're getting too many leads that are irrelevant. Now the people are spending time wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this whole plan behind me, the whole drip campaign thing, which I promise I'm getting to, is on one sense, these are all like, hey, get your email list increased. But aggressive salespeople treat those people just like a regular lead. You can contact these people and say, hey, I noticed you signed up for my email list. Nice to meet you. Is there anything you're looking for specifically? And you've got that in because they've already signed up. So you could almost treat these soft leads as hard leads and just pursue them with equal vigor, fervor. Because a lead's a lead is a lead, right? They might not be ready yet, but an introductory email might be a nicely appreciated thing.
Yeah.
And especially in the digital world where people are very impersonal. You sign up for a list, you never hear from them,
Yeah.
Nice to get an email. When I send my monthly emails out for Reliable Acorn, inevitably a couple people just reply. Great, let's talk. Let's chat. It's fine.
Yeah.
Keeping them warm.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about not limiting yourself as far as like what leads might come in if they're outside of your core service, it makes me think of like a new restaurant that opens, and it's hard to say what the hours of that place are going to be because you have to think about who your audience is and what you're serving, that type of thing, right? So the best practice typically is to go with maybe extended hours, like stay open a little bit later for the first maybe 2 or 3 months and see what type of traffic that you're going to get, and then rein back your hours based on profitability, based on numbers, based on return on investment. Kind of off topic, but it kind of makes me think of that, like not constraining yourself without facts.
I don't think it's off topic at all because we're talking about getting customers, right? And sometimes, yes, there are certain customers that you can serve and certain customers you can't. But especially early in the process, you don't want to be in a position where you are limiting yourself so much that you end up getting no customers, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious ants is becoming a thing in a way, but at the beginning, I was opening it up to like all kinds. So we had in-house people, we had solopreneurs, we had and it's morphing. But at the beginning, it was like open for everybody, right?
Mhm.
Now we're kind of limiting ourselves to web professionals, right? And people who we can talk a little bit more technical, and that's okay. I mean, I appreciate both of you, and it's fun for me. I hope it's fun for you. And but being flexible as a business is really great.
Yeah.
But early in the process, I don't want to be too strict in who can join. Don't be too strict with your hours if you're a restaurant. Don't be too strict with the quality of the leads. Maybe a small lead can be talked into a larger budget. And so if you are too careful, I've seen clients that are too strict on their requirements for what makes a lead and end up getting, disqualifying people that could otherwise really be good clients, but they're just so focused. But again, having the conversation, what is a lead and are we getting you those leads, helps inform that conversation. So that we can say, I'm answering the phone, that's too many irrelevant leads. Okay, great. Too many. I just want to hear you say that. You got too many leads this month. Okay,
Right.
great. Let's dial that back. Let's make them higher quality.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah. I like the whole optimization part of it and studying the calls and everything too. It turns into more of a business optimization and sales optimization than just strictly thinking about SEO.
Yeah, someone might say, SEO ends when they visit the website. I don't believe that at all. SEO begins. Like, what good is it if they show up at the website if they're the wrong visitor
Yeah.
and they're not a customer? I'll look at like some of my most trafficked blog posts on all my client sites. I can get spikes traffic from certain articles that we just happen to optimize for right, and we do really well. Almost every client has at least one article on their site that brings in a ton of traffic. Not all those people are relevant. So it's not always the most helpful thing in the world. But if it's bringing in customers, that's what's important.
Right.